Hello viewers, and welcome to my video on this particular guitar. This guitar is a Wayne Harmonic, built in Melbourne in the late 1940s or early 50s. The Wayne Music and Electrical Company was a father and son team run by Harry and Sid West. And Harry West used to play in a band called Rudy Wayne and the Honolulu Boys. So that's where the name came from, and that's how it was, well, I guess why they decided to use that name for their company. So they made lots of guitars, archtop guitars and flat top guitars, but later in the business they also imported guitars that were made in Japan and then put their name on them. So yeah, but this is one of the guitars that they built in Melbourne, either in the late 40s or early 50s. Not really sure. It doesn't have a serial number or anything, so there's no date to go by. So here's some basic statistics about the guitar. It's a 25-inch scale length and has a 16-inch lower bout, so very standard dimensions for an archtop guitar of the era. The guitar is obviously well played. It has lots of dings and scratches and lots of finish crazing. These photos show the headstock. The photo on the left showing the Wayne Harmonic logo, which was a water slide decal, which has obviously seen slightly better days. The guitar does have its original tuners, which are all in good working condition. I'm not convinced that the nut is the original nut. It might be, but it might not be. I don't know, but I suspect that the bridge is the original bridge. Perhaps somebody out there in YouTube land could help me and identify that bridge. I'm 100% sure, however, that the tailpiece is not the original tailpiece. It would have come with a more heavy-duty chrome trapeze type tailpiece, and which is at some point in the guitar's life been replaced with this thin tin plate tailpiece. Since taking that photograph, I have actually replaced the tailpiece again with a more appropriate period correct tailpiece. In this photo here, you can see the rosewood fingerboard. It's a fairly open grain piece of rosewood. And you can also see, if you look closely, that some of the frets have been replaced. So the guitar would have come originally with brass frets. And as you can see, the 12th fret there and the second one from the end have been replaced with steel or nickel frets. The guitar also would have come with a scratch plate. It would have been a big white scratch plate from what I've seen of other photographs of other Wayne Harmonics online. And the mounting point for the pickguard there is still there with a little rubber grommet in the screw. In the picture on the left here, you can just make out with a little dentist's mirror the bracing on the inside. So the top is parallel braced, and it's hard to tell from this picture the scale of the bracing, but let me tell you, it's actually quite large, thick bracing. The top is very heavily braced. The picture on the right, you can see the back of the guitar through the F-hole, and I guess you can also on the left there. The figure in the maple on the back, on the inside of the guitar, is actually much nicer than the figure on the outside of the guitar. I don't know why they put the piece of wood that way around. So I'll play you a couple of tunes so you can hear what the guitar sounds like. The first tune I'll play will just be a 12-bar blues in B flat, so you can hear some of the single note work. And then I'll play just a fairly standard chord progression from the 1940s, 50s era, so you can hear what the guitar would have sounded like if it was being played in a swing band of that era. So thank you very much for listening. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to have a look at some of my other videos on Australian-built archtop guitars.